When you make a move in life that aligns perfectly with your higher calling, something extraordinary happens. It doesn't just affect you, it resonates in the spiritual realm. Divine recognition is not about applause from people or visible rewards in the physical world. It's about the unseen acknowledgement from heaven when you act with faith, courage, and integrity, even when no one is watching. This recognition comes from a place far greater than human validation, and it often arrives in moments where you might feel the least celebrated by those around you. While people may misunderstand your decisions, dismiss your efforts, or even criticize your path, the divine sees the heart behind your actions and the purity of your intentions. There are times when you are guided to take a step that feels risky or unconventional, something that goes against the flow of what others expect from you. You may have been called to let go of something you deeply wanted, to walk away from an unhealthy environment, or to speak the truth when silence would have been safer. It's in these moments that divine recognition unfolds. The spiritual realm is not impressed by what is popular, but by what is righteous. Heaven responds to obedience and alignment with purpose. Even when it costs you comfort, relationships, security. The boldness of your move matters, not because of how it looks on the surface, but because of the faith it carries within it. Faith is not just believing, it is acting on that belief despite fear, uncertainty, or the absence of guarantees. When you move forward in faith, you demonstrate trust in a plan greater than your own, and that act of trust is seen and honored by the divine. This recognition is deeply personal. It is not about trophies or titles, but about the quiet nod of approval from the Creator, the sense that you have stepped in harmony with the path laid out for you since the beginning. Sometimes divine recognition comes in the form of subtle confirmations. You might feel an unexplainable peace after making your choice, even if your circumstances remain unchanged. You may notice small signs, synchronicities, or doors opening in unexpected ways. Other times, it is felt as an internal surge of strength, a quiet reassurance that you did the right thing regardless of the outcome. These are not coincidences. They are signals that heaven took note of your courage and obedience. When the angels give a standing ovation, it means your action carried weight in the unseen world. It was not just a personal milestone. It shifted something in the atmosphere. Your choice may have broken a cycle, defeated a spiritual attack, or set in motion blessings that will manifest in time. This kind of recognition is sacred because it affirms that your journey is not in vain, that each step rooted in faith is a step recorded in eternity. Even when no one here celebrates you, heaven already has. Every action you take in alignment with your purpose carries an effect far beyond what your eyes can see. The spiritual realm is not silent or indifferent. It reacts to your choices, your words, and your faith. When you move in obedience to divine guidance, the unseen world responds with precision. Forces of light rally in support, while forces of darkness scramble in resistance. It is a reality that every decision has a ripple effect, and the stronger your alignment with truth, the greater the reaction from both sides of the spiritual spectrum. This is why at times, right after you make a significant move, you may feel an unusual shift in your atmosphere. Things may suddenly feel lighter, or conversely, you might encounter increased opposition. Both are signs that the spiritual realm has been stirred. The positive reactions from the heavenly side manifest as protection, guidance, and reinforcement. Angels are assigned to guard and assist you, ensuring that your path is kept clear of traps you cannot see. Sometimes, they intervene subtly, steering you away from danger, or prompting you toward opportunities you might have missed. Other times, the intervention is more dramatic. Doors swing open at the perfect moment. Hidden truths are revealed, and resources appear just when you need them. These are not coincidences. They are the result of your actions aligning with the will of heaven, triggering support from the forces assigned to your destiny. On the other side, the kingdom of darkness also notices when you take a powerful step forward, when you act in a way that breaks cycles, severs toxic ties, or asserts your authority in truth. The enemy sees that as a threat. The reaction may come in the form of sudden distractions, discouragement, or even attacks designed to make you second-guess your decision. This is not a sign of failure. It's proof that your actions are having an impact. The more resistance you face after an act of obedience, the more significant your move likely was in the spiritual realm. Resists light because it knows that once truth takes root, it cannot be undone. The reaction of the spiritual realm is not bound by time the way human life is. You may act today and not see the full manifestation of the reaction until weeks, months, or even years later. Yet, the response begins instantly. Think of it like striking a chord on a guitar. The vibration is immediate, but the sound travels and resonates in ways you may not fully perceive at first. Your move may inspire unseen allies, weaken spiritual opposition, or send a clear message to heaven and hell alike about your steadfastness. This awareness should change the way you see your choices. You are not operating in isolation, and your journey is not a small, private matter. You are connected to a much larger spiritual battle and a far greater plan. When you act in faith, you send a signal through realms beyond this one, a signal that says you understand who you are and you will not be moved. That signal always draws a reaction, whether it's angels moving into position or the enemy trying to push back. The proof is in the shift that follows. Walking in your destined path is not simply about making choices that feel right in the moment. It's about moving in alignment with the purpose that was written for you before you were even born. Every person is created with a unique assignment, a role to play in the grand design of life. Proof that you are walking in this path often comes in ways that are subtle yet undeniable. You begin to notice that certain situations unfold in your favor without you forcing them. The right people appear at the right time. Opportunities open in ways you could not have orchestrated, and even challenges seem to shape you rather than break you. This is not random. Luck. It is the unfolding of a journey that was already prepared for you, one that you are now actively living out. when you are in your destined path. There is a certain flow to your life, even when it is not easy. Obstacles still come, but they no longer derail you in the same way they once did. Instead, each challenge refines your character, strengthens your resolve, and deepens your faith. You begin to understand that even setbacks carry meaning, and what once felt like a delay is now seen as divine timing. This shift in perspective is a clear sign of alignment because you are no longer operating from a place of desperation or fear, are operating from trust. You trust the process, the timing, and the one who mapped your path from the very beginning. Another sign that you are walking in your destined path is the sense of inner confirmation you carry. This isn't always about feeling constant joy or excitement. Sometimes it's a quiet assurance that you are exactly where you are supposed to be, even if the road is difficult. There's a depth of peace that cannot be shaken by external circumstances, because it comes from knowing you are fulfilling your true purpose. You may notice that distractions lose their power over you. What once pulled your attention away from what matters now feels empty because your focus is locked on the vision planted in your spirit. The proof of being in your destined path is also reflected in the impact you have on others. Your words, actions, and presence begin to carry weight that you might not even be aware of. People are inspired by your journey, not because it is perfect, but because it is real and purposeful. You may find that without trying to impress anyone, you influence them simply by living in alignment with who you were created to be. This is the mark of someone walking in their calling. Their life becomes a light for others. Even in times of personal struggle, there is also a distinct resilience that comes when you are in your destined path. The storms that would have once destroyed you now reveal your strength. The battles you face become proof of your importance in the spiritual realm, because the enemy only fights what is valuable. This resilience, combined with the constant thread of divine guidance and the undeniable signs of purpose around you, is all the evidence you need. You are not wandering. You are exactly where you are meant to be, and heaven itself recognizes it. In this journey, every step you take in faith matters more than you realize. Your obedience, your courage, and your unwavering belief in your calling have not gone unnoticed. Heaven has been watching, the spiritual realm has been stirred, and your destiny is unfolding exactly as it was designed. The angels standing. Ovation was not just for one action. It was for the perseverance, the sacrifices, and the strength you've shown in walking your path despite every obstacle. You have proven that you are not only chosen, but you are committed to living as one who carries that divine appointment with honor. So as you move forward, remember this: you are never walking alone. Every choice you make in alignment with truth sends a signal into eternity. Every act of faith shapes your story and inspires others.